cold, shark-infested waters of San Francisco Bay. At its center, Alcatraz, the Rock. As a military prison, Alcatraz was known as the most brutal place to serve time. Prisoners were chained to the walls, beaten, and forced to do back-breaking labor.
Alcatraz boomed, and by 1909, the cell house that dominates the top of the island had been built for the incarceration of military prisoners.
By the 1930s, Alcatraz was turned into a federal penitentiary to house gangsters. For the next 30 years, this was the final stop for criminals who were too violent and dangerous for the normal prison system. In 1963, the prison was shut down. 10 years later, it was reopened as a tourist attraction. But some say the spirits of the men who endured the brutality of the Rock are still here.
When you walk in, it's really dark and it's very cold in there, and I got the chills and I had to leave. I didn't like it at all.
Normally I don't believe in ghosts, but in a place like that where there have been so many violent deaths and the kind of people that were there, you know, it's quite possible.
The official policy about ghosts on Alcatraz is we would say that, in effect, well, maybe things had happened, maybe they didn't. It's just something that it wasn't officially sanctioned.
To determine whether or not Alcatraz is haunted, psychic Peter James agreed to spend the night on this desolate island. Although he has been investigating haunted sites for years, nothing had prepared him for what he was about to encounter.
Alcatraz was a place that drove men mad. Military prison.
They're in pain, and I'm in pain, and there's blood here.
They couldn't break out of the prison.
There's trouble on the Rock.
The voices of 100 tortured souls echo in Peter's brain.
I know little or nothing about Alcatraz other than what I learned here during the past 2 days that I've been here. And my feelings are strongly that there is an energy here unlike any other that I've ever experienced.
Ex-guard and Alcatraz historian Al Bloomquist agreed to review Peter's psychic impressions for accuracy. One episode brought back chilling memories.
And I feel like I'm being trapped here in this particular area.
We were told there's trouble on the Rock.
On May the 2nd, 1946, 6 inmates with other lesser accomplices decided to blast their way out of the prison.
I feel like I'm being thrown into this cell and I'm being thrown into that cell.
During that time, they gathered up 9 officers, put them inside of cells to be used as hostages.
I am a person of authority. I feel like I should be on the other side of this, of the bars, but I'm here against my will. I am placed here by force, and at the point of the gun, there's that Joseph is involved here.
Joseph Kretzer, he was one of the toughest of the bunch. He was really a mean dog.
Joseph is keeping me captive here. Joseph is placing me here against my will.
Kretzer took the .45 automatic and started shooting these officers, innocent officers inside the cell.
I'm sensing that Bill, or William, lost his life here.
William Miller later died in the hospital in San Francisco. Other officers were very seriously wounded.
The name starts with a C.
Cecil Corwin had his lower jaw torn away.
It's a wonder they weren't all killed in the spot, because they were in their massive humanity, and here these guns firing into that cell. You could tell what kind of a person this Kretzer really was by when he had to do a thing like that.
When the military arrived to put down the uprising, Kretzer and the other inmates fled to a utility corridor in C Block. Peter follows the psychic trail of the doomed prisoners.
Joseph, I'm coming through.
Marty, Mark. Give me a better verification of a name. Marvin, is that Marvin?
Marvin Hubbard died in the utility corridor of C Block.
Oh, I am responding to a sensation here, and I feel like I'm losing consciousness. And what Joseph is telling me is that he's been shot.
Joseph Dutch Kretzer died in the utility corridor of C Block.
Oh, it's cold, but it's freezing back here. There's a cold spot here. Oh, yes, hello? There is the third soul here with the letter B.
Bernard Paul Coy died in the utility corridor of C Block.
Listen, they're moaning. Moaning. The pain is so intense. They're like little boys back here. They're moaning, almost asking for the guidance of their parents right now.
Peter James leaves Alcatraz with a new appreciation for the horror that went on here. Decades of violence, death, and despair, forever imprinted in the walls of this cold, dark prison.
There are at least 100 ghosts here, 100 entities that walk these corridors, looking for a way out, looking for that life force that they seem to have lost somewhere, tragically.
I can't really say that I'm a believer myself, but like many people, I guess there are some things that just simply are unexplained.